I'm about to tell you something that most business coaches won't say. Your clients don't actually want 24/7 access to you. They think they do. They might even say they do. But what they actually want is results. And here's the thing nobody tells you. You can give them better results with boundaries than without them. I know that sounds backwards, and I am sitting here setting firm boundaries with clients for the past 3 years now, and I haven't lost a single client because of them. In fact, my retention rate went up. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to set boundaries with clients without losing any of them, and why most people get this completely wrong. I'm Lauren Apple, and I'm a scaling strategist that helps CEO parents build businesses that give them both profit and presence. Let's jump in to how to set boundaries with clients without losing them. So first, let me tell you why you're afraid of boundaries. And I was afraid of boundaries too. I used to be available for clients all the time. A client emailed at 10 p.m. and I'd respond by 10:15. Clients could message me on the weekends and I would answer between soccer games. Clients would book calls and say they could only meet at 7 a.m. and I would show up for it. And I told myself this was good customer care. I told myself this is what made me different and special. I told myself that clients would leave if I wasn't available. But here is what was actually happening. I was exhausted. I was resentful, and my work quality was suffering because I was stretched too thin. The irony is I thought being always available made me a better service provider, but it actually made me a worse one. Because I was never fully present, not with clients, not with family, not with anything. I was always half checked out, thinking about the other things I should be doing. The fear of setting boundaries comes from a scarcity mindset. We think if I'm not available, they'll find someone who is. We think I need this revenue, I can't afford to upset them. We think this is just what it takes to run a business. Let me tell you, none of those are true. And let me show you what is actually true. The clients who demand 24/7 access are usually your worst clients. Raise your hand. We've all seen it happen over and over again. Think about it. The clients who respect your time, they're usually the ones who pay on time, do the work, and get the results. The clients who expect you to drop everything for them, they are usually the ones who are difficult in other ways too. High maintenance, slow to pay, always have emergencies. So when you set boundaries and some clients don't like it, those are often the clients you should lose anyway. I know that's scary to hear when you need the revenue and you're relying on your business growth, but I've found that the clients you lose from boundaries are always, without fail, replaced by better ones. Because you now have the capacity and the energy to serve those better clients well. So let's get into the how. How do you actually set boundaries with clients without losing them? There are 5 principles I want to share with you today. Principle 1, set boundaries before there's a problem. Most people wait until they're burned out, resentful, and desperate. Then they send an angry email about new policies, and the client feels blindsided. They almost feel attacked. Wait, you've always responded by 10 p.m. What changed? The time to set boundaries is at the beginning of the relationship. In your welcome materials, in your contract, in your onboarding call, you say, here's how we work together, here's when you can reach me, here's when you'll hear back. When it's established up front, it's just how things work. There's nothing to push back on. If you're already in a client relationship without boundaries, you can still reset, but you need to do it thoughtfully, not reactively. And I'll share more on that in a minute. Principle number 2, frame boundaries as being for them, not against them. This is huge. Most people frame boundaries as limitations. I don't work weekends. I don't respond after 5 p.m. I'm not available for calls on Fridays. All of these are about you. The client hears you're less important than their personal time. Instead, frame boundaries as being for your client's benefit. I protect weekends so I can show up fully rested and strategic for you on Monday. I batch my communication so I can give you thoughtful responses instead of rushed ones. I don't take Friday calls so I have focused time to work on your project, not just talk about it. Same boundary, completely different framing. Now the client hears, these boundaries make my results better, which is actually true. Principle 3, be specific and concrete. Vague boundaries don't get respected. I try to respond within a day or so. I'm usually not available evenings. I don't work too much on the weekends. These mean nothing, absolutely nothing. The client doesn't know what to expect, and you don't hold a clear line. Instead, be specific. I respond to all messages within 24 hours, Monday through Friday. My work hours are 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. Calls are available Tuesday through Thursday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Specific boundaries are easier to communicate, easier to remember, and easier to enforce. The clarity protects both of you. Principle number 4, build your no muscle and use smart systems. Here's the thing about boundaries. You have to actually hold them. And that means building your no muscle. Every time you see a message come in at 9 p.m. and you choose not to respond right away, you are building that muscle. Every time a client asks for something outside your boundaries and you redirect them, you're building that muscle. It gets easier with practice, I promise. Now, some people say to remove work apps from your phone entirely. That's one approach, and it works. But I actually keep my work apps on my phone because it gives me flexibility. I can respond to things during pockets of time in my day. What I do instead is use scheduled send. It's this marvelous feature in Gmail, in Slack, and all the things. If I see something at 9 p.m. and I want to respond because I want to get it out of my head, I write the response and I schedule it to send at 9 a.m. Monday morning. I've handled it. It's off my mental plate, but the client doesn't see me responding at 9 p.m. They don't learn that I'm available at all hours. The boundary stays intact. This is about training your clients on what to expect. If you respond at 9 p.m., they learn you're available at 9 p.m. If your responses always come during business hours, they learn that's when you work. Scheduled send lets you work when it's convenient for you while training clients on appropriate expectations. One more thing on this. Having a team is incredibly helpful for boundaries. When you have an executive assistant managing communication, it separates you from the boundaries. Your EA establishes them and holds them for you. Lauren's calendar is available Tuesday through Thursday. Here are the openings. It's not you saying no, it's the system saying no. And honestly, even if you don't have an EA yet, I've had clients who created an assistant email just to give themselves that boldness. They email as the assistant to establish boundaries they'd feel too awkward establishing themselves. I'm not telling you to lie, but I'm telling you to do what you need to do to create the courage or to find the courage to create the boundaries you need. If having a buffer between you and the client helps, create that buffer. And principle 5, start firm, then selectively flex. Here's something most boundary advice gets wrong. They make it sound like boundaries are rigid walls that can never move, but that's not how real business relationships work, right? How long-term clients that you love to serve work. Here's what I found. At the beginning, you hold your boundaries firmly. You're establishing the norm. You're training clients on how the relationship works. You're building your reputation as someone who has clear boundaries. But once that's established, once you have clients who respect you and your time, you can occasionally go above and beyond for these clients. Not because you felt pressured, but because you chose to. That's the difference. The client who respects your boundaries and occasionally gets a surprise quick response, they appreciate it. They know it's a gift, not an expectation. The client who's trained you to always respond immediately, they don't appreciate it. They expect it, and they get upset when you don't. Start firm, Establish the norm, then flex selectively and intentionally for the clients who've earned it and who respect it, frankly. Now, let me tell you how to reset boundaries with existing clients. If you're already in a relationship without boundaries, you can change it. I help clients do this all the time, but you need to do it thoughtfully. Here's my best advice. Use a transition as your reason. Life is full of natural transitions. Right now, for me, I'm in the middle of soccer season. Soccer season is starting, so my schedule changed. Summer schedule is changing. Holidays are coming up. You're at capacity with a new project. These transitions give you a natural reason to adjust your boundaries without it feeling like punishment. Here's the script. Hey client, I'm entering soccer season with my son, so I'm adjusting my schedule a bit. Starting this date, my work hours will be blank. You can expect responses within this time frame during those hours. This helps me show up more focused for our work together. Thanks for understanding, and let me know if you have any questions. Notice what's happening here? You're not apologizing. You're not asking permission. You're actually using a life transition as the natural explanation. You're framing it as helping them, and you're giving them a clear start date. Most clients will be totally fine with this. They won't push back because it makes sense. Life changes, schedules adjust. The transition gives them context that makes it easy to accept. Let me tell you what happened when I set firm boundaries in my business. 3 years ago, I implemented everything I'm teaching you today and everything that I've been teaching over the series of these YouTube videos. Clear work hours, 24-hour response windows, and no weekend work, no evening calls. And I communicated it to all of my clients. I was terrified. I thought I'd lose half my business. But here's what actually happened. 0 clients left because of the boundaries. Not one. A few made comments, oh, you're less available now. But when they saw that the quality of my work was the same, actually better, they didn't care. My retention rate actually went up with my clients because I wasn't burned out, I wasn't resentful, I was showing up as my best self. I started attracting better clients who respected boundaries, who were organized, who valued quality over availability. The clients who would have been problems, they never hired me in the first place. My boundaries filtered them out, and I got my life back. I closed my laptop at 4 p.m. As you probably already know. I don't work weekends. I take Fridays off for my teenagers, and my business is more successful than it was when I was available 24/7. That's not a coincidence. So here's what I want you to do in order to start implementing these boundaries. Step 1 today, your action item. Identify where you have no boundaries right now. Response time, work hours, availability for calls. Identify it and write it down. Step 2, commit to what boundaries you want. Don't start with what you think clients will accept. Start with what you actually need. Then figure out how to communicate it. Step 3, write it down. Get specific. Put it somewhere you can reference. And eventually put it in your contract and welcome materials. If you have that stuff, do it right away. Step 4, look for a transition point. Is there a natural life change coming up? Soccer season, summer, a new project, expecting a new child, a trip coming up? Use that as your opportunity to reset boundaries with existing clients. Step 5, build your no muscle. Start small. Hold one boundary this week. Use scheduled send if it helps. Get support from a team or create a buffer if you need one. If you want help doing this, if you want someone to look at your business and help you figure it out, where the boundaries need to be, that's what coaching is for. We redesign your client experience so you can deliver great results and have your life back. The link is in the description below. And if you want more content like this, I send stuff like this to my email list every single week. Real strategies for CEO parents who want both profit and presence without choosing. Link for that is also in the description below. Your clients don't need 24/7 access. They need results. And you can give them way better results when you're not exhausted and you're not resentful. So set the boundaries right now. Get started. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.